Well, welcome back to Cottage Farmstead. As you can see, I'm not solo today. Farmer Nathan is back. It has been a busy summer over at Growing Green Family Farms. I've been holding down the homestead garden for our personal food production, but he is back here on a beautiful early fall day, and we're going to be planting some of our fall crops today. But first, an update on the compost that we started back at the beginning of this year.
So this is our first compost pile from the homestead here that we basically just started to layer our kitchen scraps, weeds. We took some wood chips that were fine and put them in there, as well as some chicken manure, just anything to help break it down. As you can see, there's still some eggshells that are not fully broken down, but we're not too concerned about that because that'll be a slow release form of calcium for the plants. But as a whole, we are thrilled with this compost. It smells good. It's nice and porous, and there's enough sponginess to it where it should really help our heavy clay conditions just continue to loosen up over time.
So we did a video a couple months ago on this 3-bay system that we built out of pallets, and I'll link that above and below. So as you can see, we have the first compost pile that we started that's decomposed. We have a working pile over here, and in the first one we tossed some compost that we had purchased since we didn't have our compost pile fully matured by the time we needed to plant earlier in the spring.
So we're doing the no-dig farming technique, and that relies heavily on compost for your fertility. And so we'll be using some of this. What's nice about it, since we're applying it to the top of the soil, it's acting like a mulch. So we'll pretty well just, wherever we're going to seed, put it about a ½ inch over the surface, and you don't even have to dig it in because the microorganisms and the bacteria will simply feed from that and pull those nutrients into the soil for the plants to take up. So we have a tractor that we are able to use for flipping and managing the compost. This makes it a lot easier because anytime you can flip compost while it's breaking down, it adds oxygen. And this is one of the key components to prevent anaerobic decomposition, which is the smelly type of compost that you do not want. So by incorporating more oxygen, it also brings the temperature up. We do have a thermometer just to monitor the temperature because you don't want it to get too hot, but you want it hot enough to kill those weed seeds.
So in flipping this pile here, we realized that we definitely need a bit more green matter. It's fairly dry. So a lot of what's in here right now is what we pulled out of our summer gardens. So old tomato plants and tomatillos and watermelon vines, and a lot of that, the stem part of it is very dry. And so we definitely need a bit more green matter. We do have some chicken litter that's been aged for a couple months now that we're planning on tossing in here, but we definitely need a bit more green matter and a little bit of water probably.
Yep. And something else just to help jumpstart it is take some of the decomposed compost and put it in there. That's full of the enzymes and the bacteria just to help with that breakdown process and should help jumpstart it as well.
So while Farmer Nathan's heading up front to our family garden, I'm going out to the greenhouse real quick because we have some spinach transplants out here that I need to take out to plant. So this is the Growing Green Family Farms greenhouse, and most of these vegetables are bound for the market garden production. But I do have one flat in here that I've been tending, and it's actually started bolting on me because it's been so hot here lately. So I'm hoping that they recover and I can pinch a lot of the bolting bits so that it'll grow nicely in our garden this fall. So this half bed here, we planted actually in kohlrabi a couple weeks ago, and the bugs have just been pretty awful here late in the summer. We're not entirely sure what ate them. I never saw any caterpillars on them. May have been grasshoppers. They've been all over the garden lately. But we have one sole survivor, so we're going to fill the rest of this bed with the spinach that I had in the greenhouse to hopefully have something growing here this fall. So the other thing that we're planning on planting this evening is carrots. I did not buy carrot seed this year because I have a lot of packets from previous years, free seed packets that Baker Creek had sent. And even though carrot seed is not viable for a super long time, since I have so many different types of carrot seed, I was just gonna sow really heavy, and whatever grows, grows, and we will enjoy whatever comes up.
I am all about sophisticated planters. This one, Wood Sticks 301, is one of my favorites. Just simply drag it along the drip line and you're ready to go.
And just like that, we got 2 more rows of our garden planted here in the fall. Hopefully these will grow a whole lot better than anything that we planted in the brassica family. I'll do a garden tour in probably on the next video, but pretty much anything that I've planted that was a brassica has been eaten alive. But we do have a few other fall crops that are coming up that I'll give you a tour of later. But with that, we'll catch you next time.